Hi, hello. Happy Monday, what a lovely start to the week. Sun shining. Although I did have to have my big coat on because it was quite breezy. But then it always is quite breezy. Been to the library knit club and I got my scarf back. I don't know whether you can see it or not, but it's a very, very long, a very narrow scarf, but it's so useful. It was made for me by a friend called Ian, who made it for me. And I think it's, if you're in the UK, I think it's triple trebles. I don't know what they are in the US, I've no idea. But, and it's got, I think, I'm not sure whether the edgings worked as you go along. I was going to ask him if he still had the pattern, to be quite truthful, when I didn't know I could get my scarf back. But even so, I would like to make another, because when you wrap it round, it's not so bulky round your neck. You know, you can even tie it in a sort of a knot, you know, to keep it close to your neck when you've got your coat on. And it's so useful. And I mean, even the other week when it was blowing a gale, I actually put it on my head, you know, like a headscarf, and wrapped it round like in the old-fashioned Grace Kelly, Queen Elizabeth style, yeah. And it actually was quite warm because it was blowing a hurley on the seafront that particular day, yeah. Anyway, I have finished off, you know, the top that these sweet young things are calling their own design. But if you could notice, I've actually put a bit extra. You start off at the top and then you leave a hole which you would think would be the neckline, but it's not, it's the waistline. And then you're supposed to leave it there, but I carry on going for another little, well, I carried on going until I ran out of yarn, to be quite honest with you. Anyway, I popped a brooch on just as a little bit of a little bit of decoration, if you can see it there. I'm not sure what you can see actually, because it's the sunlight is shining on the camera, but there is a little brooch up there for a bit of decoration. Anyway, while I was at the library, I started it again. It's a free pattern, by the way, if you look on Ravelry under the double stitch twins. It's called the two-tone shrug, but of course I didn't do it in two tones. And it is free, and it was published in 2012, not, as these sweet young things are claiming, 2023. Oh, I've invented it. No, you haven't. Anyway, that is... I started another one while I was in the library. As I say, this bit you start with, it's not the bottom. This bit is actually the shoulders, yeah, and you go downwards. So I am hoping I have enough. It's got a sparkle on it, I don't know if you can see it or not. And it's ice yarn that I found in the shed. I'll show you a full ball that's not collapsed into the middle. I have 4 balls of it, so I'm hoping, you know, 2 for each side kind of thing. It's called Metallic Viscose, and that's all it's called. And it's an ice yarn, and I've had it quite some time. It's not scratchy, but it's not the softest in the world, yeah. And I didn't bring my glasses. Oh yes, I have got them, but they're in my bag. Yeah, it's 90% viscose. 93% viscose, sorry, and 3% metallic thread, yeah. It's quite a solid ball. I think there's 100 grams in it. But I don't know whether it says how many yards. They don't always. Oh yeah, it does. You know, I'm going to have to reach my glasses out. These are just a cheapy pair you buy, you know, that are just tiny little things that are magnifying glasses. Let's put it on, see what I can tell you about it. 93 viscose, 7% metallic lurex. Oh gosh, it says it's a 50 gram, but it's really a hefty 50 gram. I thought it was 100. And 295 meters, so that's quite a lot. A lot of, you know, for a 50 grams. It feels more like 100 grams actually. It weighs almost 100 grams, yeah. So, yes, I've been to the library today. Not so many of us there, probably about 7 or 8, but I wanted to go because, of course, I wanted to get my scarf back, which I'm so happy about, getting my scarf back. So, well, before we get on to the news of the day, we'll get on to what I'm wearing. I'm wearing the black skirt again. I am wearing these rather gorgeous earrings and necklace that came from that bunch of Indian jewellery that I bought. My daughter-in-law's just said to me, I thought you couldn't wear anything but gold. I thought you didn't wear dangling earrings. I don't. I can only put them on for maybe a couple of hours at most, and then I would have to take them off, otherwise they probably would make my ears itch or send them green, one or the other. I'm a very sort of snobby lady. I can only wear gold. Can't wear silver. Silver sends my ears. But anyway, aren't they rather glam, aren't they? They're a matching set. Yes, matching set. Why I decided to put something on the Indian sort of theme was this top I wear. Although one lady did actually make a comment on my YouTube saying I looked like I was going to tell fortunes, which I thought was rather a bit of a catty comment, but never mind. Some people do that, don't they? Yeah, so here I go. Same black skirt as usual, but I've got a top on. It's very see-through chiffon, so I've actually got a long sleeve top underneath it. So I do like everything. It's a bit glittery. It's got gold and everything on the sleeves. Ta-da, ta-da, ta-da. I don't think it's got anything on the back. I think it's pretty plain on the back. But as I'm usually sat down, people don't have to look at my back, do they? Right, what has been going on today? Well, my daughter-in-law's come back, so the dogs are all very, very happy. They're all upstairs, so this is why I took the opportunity of diving in the conservatory while there was nobody here. The big girls are coming tomorrow. We have 2 big, well, my great-granddaughters, but they don't get on. The sisters, so there's about a year between them, but they don't get on. So we've got one girl coming. I think it's the younger of the 2's coming with her 2 friends. And then there's another week or so, then the elder one's coming with her 2 friends, yeah. We can't get on together, yeah. So I don't know how I'm going to be making videos in the sort of coming few days, yeah. What did I do today? Well, I called in the dentist to complain, you know, about the teeth and the missing tooth and everything. Oh, you can see her. I said, I don't want to see her. So apparently the guarantee that she gave me for 12 months does not transfer to another dentist. So I have to pay to go and see another one. They said, well, you can see her. I said, I don't want to see her. I mean, my son said, you should have gone and seen her and seen, you know, what she can do about these teeth that are not right at the front. I said, I don't want her messing with me teeth, yeah? So apparently the year-long guarantee that she gave me doesn't exist because she's actually leaving at the end of the month. Or leaving at the end of the week, I think. I'm like, yay, at least I don't have to see her again. But the upshot of it is I've got to pay another £49 to go and see another dentist because they're all self-employed, so they all charge their own whatever. So my new dentist has got no chance of getting any money back from her because she will have absconded with it by the end of the week. Irene's going, oh, you are stupid, you're really stupid, you should go back to her. I mean, would you want to go back to somebody who'd butchered your teeth about? Would you want to go back? He said, well, you don't have to go and have any treatment, you just go and have a word with her. I said, I don't even want to see her. You know, I'm not a violent person, but I really would feel like punching her in the chops, you know. See how you like your dentistry, woman. Let's see you get your fake teeth done. So anyway, I'm seeing a dentist called Hassan at the end of the week. I'm paying him the privilege of £49. And whether he will charge me even more to try and put back right the damage that she's done, I don't know. And I won't know till Friday. It's just what you need, isn't it? You part with all that money. I mean, the girls on reception couldn't believe that I'd lost that tooth. I said, I don't know where it is, but it's gone. So, I mean, people had said to me, can you get it glued back in? I said, well, I could if I knew where it was. I've obviously swallowed it. Or, at worst, I've inhaled it, which could account for this cough I've got. I hope I haven't breathed it in. Because, as you know, I have a CPAP machine which forces air down your throat. So if I've gone, a tooth fell out, it could have gone down into my lungs for all I know. I don't know. I'll see how I go on, whether I still keep coughing. Hopefully it has been swallowed and it's gone the way that nature intended, which I won't know anything about because there's no way I would even, well, I think it's a bit late to even start looking now, a bit late now. So we'll see how we're going, yeah. My friend at Knit Club decided that she was going to crochet herself some curtains for the window. I don't mean curtains, I mean like a net curtain, whatever. So she's got a really lovely pattern with like a peacock on it. So she decided to send away for some cones of cotton. So she sent away for these cone of cotton, and she thought, well, normally cones are like that big, aren't they? Not very, very big. I better order 2. Ha! She's now got 2 cones that are about that big. She's got enough to make, because it's very, very thin. It's like sewing thread. So she's got enough to make curtains for the whole of the house if she has the patience to do it all. Because she's on a teeny tiny hook. But she has got a lot more patience than I do, I'd thought about it in the past about making a crochet curtain, but I was only aiming for the bathroom window, which was tiny, where I used to live before. So I was only aiming for that. But I knew I would get fed up with a teeny weeny little hook and fine cotton, and it would never ever get done. So we'll see how long it takes Sarah to do them. Oh, we didn't get the storm Anthony. It's sort of Antony, but it's got an I on the end instead of a Y. We didn't get it. We were quite lucky, really. We didn't get. We have normally got wind. Well, not big personal, the atmosphere normally got wind. But I think we would have noticed it would have had a big storm. I think he would have noticed if it had blown everywhere, yeah. So we are having Spanish chicken, I think, tonight for tea. I do hope it's not too spicy. My son says don't be ridiculous, it's Spanish chicken. But what they call spicy and what I call spicy are poles apart, I think I've said before, I'm a very, very plain eater. I grew up, with my mum with basic plain meals, and when I married I cooked basic plain meals. Occasionally I would branch into a recipe or two I'd seen to be greeted by, what's this supposed to be? Am I supposed to eat this or what? Which didn't encourage me to actually branch out into anything a bit, out of the way. So I've just never really dodged about with spices and herbs. I'm not keen on a lot of herbs. So I don't know whether I'm going to like the Spanish chicken or not, but we'll see. We'll see. You have to excuse me, I've got a catarrh. Lovely subject, isn't it? And it was just sort of blocking my airway at the time then, just there. Yeah, the sun is beautiful today. It's still windy. I still have to wear my big coat. I feel stupid wearing a great big anorak in August. It's ridiculous, really, isn't it? Like you have to wear one in August. I should be wearing a sleeveless dress. But as I said before, I live right by the sea. 5 houses that way and you're at the seawall. So you get all the wind coming off the sea. You can always tell the locals, they're the ones in the, the sleeveless vests and the shorts. Always tell the locals. The comers in like me, as we We used to say that where I lived before. They could be comers in if they'd been there about 20 years, but they weren't born in writing. They were a comer in. Yeah. Somebody once said to my dad, how long do I have to be a comer in before I become a writer? My dad said, tricky one that, yeah. So us comers in from, wherever and whenever, we feel the cold, Obviously, we're not used to it. Unless you come from Scotland or somewhere where they get that, or somewhere else on the coast where you get the sea breeze. But it's always, it's the coldest sea breeze I've ever known, I tell you. Even in the summer, even in the gorgeous weather, we've got that sea breeze that batters you, but you need your coat on. I think there's a few days when I've actually gone up the seafront with a cardigan on. And there's about 2 days in the last 3 years when I've actually gone up the seafront without a cardigan on. So, I don't know what percentage that is. It's not even 0.1%, is it? If it's like 2 days in 3 years, kind of thing, yeah. Still, never mind. And I'm going to do a bit more of this crochet on this line. Look, I need to really start doing my knitting. I've got 2 sleeves to knit on the chunky cardigan that I showed you before. So I either have a mood on me where I think, I'll do a bit of knitting. Or the mood says, do a bit of crochet. I'm not one for hundreds and thousands of whips, as you know. I would never, ever have a rotation. I would never get through them. It would bug me no end that they weren't getting finished. I'm a kind of person who likes to start a project and finish it, yeah. I don't like to start a project and then think, no, I'll cast another one on. No, I'll go and do a bit of knitting. I think I'll start a pair of socks. My mind does not work in that way. Other people's do. Other people say, I'll get bored doing one thing. I have to keep changing it about. I want to start something and I want to continue. I want to see a finished object at the end. I don't want to see a finished object in 4, 5, 6 months' time. I like instant gratification. I like to finish, to start it off and to see it finished. It's like this. I started this, I think it was Saturday. Yeah, Saturday. I went out Monday. I like it finished. Yeah. So I started the other one now, and I want that finished. So I don't want to go back to my knitting because I'm thinking I want to finish that now. I want to finish that off before I go back to my knitting. Watch this space. I don't know what I'll do next. Yeah. Anyway, it's going to be a shorter video today because I can't think of. My brain is not working. It's not engaged. Not in gear. I'm not thinking about different things. I'm still thinking about that blinking dentist. And, I'm glad she's leaving because she's not going to subject any more pain on people of Fleetwood, is she? I said to her, is she just a trainee or what? And they said, oh no, she's been qualified quite a long time. And I'm like, I think she might need a refresher course. Or at least one in charm, When somebody's going, no, don't do that, no, when they're sticking an injection in, you would at least think that she would either stop, apologise, or say, oh, I'm sorry, did I get a... No, nothing. She didn't even say anything. And when I went back the second time and I said I was a bit doubtful about coming back, I said, because you really hurt me the last time. I said, I've never been hurt like that as a dentist. And she didn't say I'm sorry or anything, she just went, So that was her attitude. There are people coming down the stairs again. I told you I knew I would not get a video in peace. So I think I'm going to say goodbye before anybody comes busting through. So I'll say goodbye, bye for now.